Welcome back, Gameyaaad family. Thanks again for joining us for another video. In this video, we will be previewing the first ODI match between Ireland and West Indies. Now we will be looking on, both teams, looking on their, recent performance. We will be looking on the pitch report, and we will be also looking on the weather that we will expect during the match, and also we'll be looking on the proposed starting 11 for both West Indies and Ireland. Stay tuned to Gameyaaad TV. Now, Ireland would have entered this series on the back of some underwhelming performance. In fact, in their last three series, they would have lost those series against Zimbabwe, Afghanistan, and South Africa. Now, in their last 8 matches, they would have lost 6 of those 8 matches coming into this series. Now, I'm sure they would like to turn their fortunes around, right? While on the other hand, West Indies coming into this series, they would have had some dominant performance against England and Bangladesh at home. In fact, they would have won the match between that series between Bangladesh by 3-0 and also 2-1 against England late last year. Even though West Indies would have seen some good results in recent times, we must not forget that they would have missed the last World Cup, ODI World Cup, and also the last Champions Trophy. Now, the team that is West Indies team, you expect an explosive start at the top because you have Evan Lewis and Brandon King generally at the top, and then in the middle order now you would have some anchoring role to be played by Shea Hope and also Casey Carty. And then at the back end, you expect some big hit from Ruston Chase, Hamir Django, and also Gudaki Shmoti. And as you know, Seraphine Rutherford and Shimron Etmaya and also Romario Shepherd will not be featured in this first ODI. In fact, Romario Shepherd and Seraphine Rutherford, they would have been ruled out of this series. Now, Brandon King, coming into this series, he would have had some really good scores in his last 4 matches. In fact, I think the third ODI against England, he would have made 102. And in the third ODI against Bangladesh, he would have made 82. So he has some really good scores coming into this series. So he will be one of the players to watch. As it relates to Ireland, one of their best players, Andrew Balbirnie, he would have been struggling throughout last year, and I would expect him to be much better this year. He would have in his last 5 innings last year, he would have made only 71 runs, and he was struggling last year, to be honest with you. So I expect him to be much better in this series. As it relates to our bowling, Alzari Joseph and Jaden Seals, they were really good last year for us, especially Alzari Joseph. He would have taken over 15 wickets last year, and Jaden Seals would have been good support for him last year as well. They would have gotten good support from Matthew Ford, even though Matthew Ford would have been injured in the Bangladesh series. But Matthew Ford, he was very good in the England series. And you know what you will get from Gudaki Shmoti and Ruston Chase, very economical bowlers. And as you know, Moti has a knack for taking wickets. As it relates to Ireland and West Indies going head to head, West Indies would have dominated this fixture or this head to head, winning 11 out of the 14 matches they would have played together. Already, Ireland would have won only three, and that two of those three games Ireland would have won in their last fixtures in 2022. Ireland would have beaten West Indies. So they would come into this fixture very confident that they would have won the last series. Both teams would have played together. In their last five matches, Ireland would have won only two matches, and also West Indies would have won three. So West Indies coming into this fixture, more confident than Ireland. Now, in terms of the best batter or the top batter to watch for the Ireland team, that would be Harry Tector. He is one of their standout performers. In fact, he was the only batter to score a century last calendar year. He would have amassed 233 runs last year for the Ireland team, and he was the leading run scorer last year as well. So he is one of their top picks to watch. As it relates to playing at Dublin, he would have played 6 matches there, and he would have amassed 358 runs at an average of 59.66. Harry Tector is one of the cleanest hitter of the cricket ball in the Ireland team. In fact, at Dublin he would have hit 13 sixes in 6 matches. That would be 2 sixes per match, right? And in terms of playing against the West Indies, he would have averaged 80 runs against the West Indies so far. So Harry Tector is one of the players to watch in this series. Now, in terms of top pick for West Indies, I mean it's between Shea Hope and Casey Carty. Casey Carty has had a consistent year in 2024 for West Indies. He would have played some magnificent innings, right, for West Indies, and you can remember that 128 he would have made in the third ODI against England. That was a sublime innings, right, played under pressure, right, for us. So Casey Carty will be one player to watch, and also Shea Hope. Now, the other player, Shea Hope, playing at Dublin, he would have amassed over 470 runs in 5 matches. That's a phenomenal performance, and he would have averaged at Dublin 94 runs. And while he would have made so many runs at Dublin, against Ireland, his records are not so good. In terms of the 9 matches he would have played against Ireland, he would have averaged 39. Right? So in this series, he may have wanted, to improve on that record against Ireland. So let us see how this series will go for Captain Shea Hope. In terms of top pick for bowlers, we were expecting Craig Young to be leading the Ireland bowling attack, as he has been consistent throughout last year as one of their leading bowlers. However, he would have picked up an hamstring injury a few days ago, and he has been ruled out of the series. And also their number 3 batter, Curtis Camphor, he would have been ruled out as well with finger injury. So that would have made about 5, key players out for Ireland in this series. As you know, Mark Adair would have been out, Brian Pune, and also Fionn Hand, right? So, Ireland would have been hit by injuries, and so they will not be, their strongest in this series. So I suspect Joshua Little will be leading the attack, as well as Barry McCarthy, and also Matthew Humphrey. Right, so as it relates to leading bowler for the West Indies or the top pick in this series, we have Alzarri Joseph. As I would have said earlier, he would have been our leading bowler in last calendar year. He would have amassed over 15 wickets in the calendar year. So he is one of our top picks and one of our top bowlers to watch in this series. In terms of the pitch report for Village Dublin, generally the boundaries are very small, between 63 to 67 meters. Right. In terms of the pitch, it would be generally flat, good for batting. And also, it generally gives some purchase early out for the quick bowlers. In terms of spinners, they can be very effective if they vary their pace very well. This pitch generally is a high scoring pitch, so expect high scoring match in that first match between Ireland and West Indies. As it relates to the weather pattern for that first ODI match, it is expected that there may be 15% chance of rain, right? And if the rain comes, it will not affect the match in any way, or will not affect the match significantly, rather. Alright, let us now look on the proposed lineup for the Ireland team. In terms of opening the batting, it will be Andy Balbirnie and Paul Sterling, captain. Number 3 is up in the air. Generally, it will be Curtis Camphor, but he has been ruled out of the series. So 22-year-old kid Carmichael, I would have suggested. It could be Kid, Carmichael, or Stephen Doheny. So those two could play at number 3. Number 4 would be Harry Tector. Number 5 would be wicketkeeper Lorcan Tucker. Number 6 would be George Dockrell. Number 7, Andrew McBurney. Number 8, Matthew Humphreys. Number 9 would be Joshua Little. Number 10, I have Tom Mays. And this could be Tom Mays or uncapped player Jordan Neal. Let's see what Ireland will do at number 10. At number 11, it would be Barry McCarthy. Alright, let us jump over now to the West Indies team. Alright, so opening the batting would be Brandon King and Evan Lewis. Number 3, Casey Carty. Number 4, Captain Shane Hope. And number 5, now there is a toss-up for number 5 between John Campbell and Joel Andrew. And you can share your comment down in the comment section what you think. I would have gone with John Campbell in the final analysis. And let me tell you my thought process. Now, John Campbell, he was not initially named in the squad, so that would have given Joel Andrew an edge over him, right? Because he came in for Sherfy and Rutherford, right? But when you look on the statistics in the West Indies Super 50 Cup, Joel Andrew would have averaged 27.5, while John Campbell would have averaged 39.43. John Campbell would have amassed 278 runs in his 7 innings, while Joel Andrew would have amassed 110 runs in his 4 innings, right? And John Campbell's strike rate would have been over 102, while Joel Andrew would be at 90.91, right? So, and in terms of their highest score, John Campbell would have made 77 and Joel Andrew would have made 47, right? So John Campbell would have, outplayed him in the Super 50 Cup, right? When you look on the average of 39 for John Campbell and 27 for Joel Andrew, or 27.5. Now, I think given that those numbers and what tipped it over for me for John Campbell would be the fact that John Campbell has more experience at the international level. So that is the reason why I would have selected John Campbell at number 5. And also, I was looking on the fact that John Campbell is an opening batsman and Joel Andrew is a middle order batsman. So, I mean, this one is a wild card, and I mean, it can go either way. So, I will just have to wait and see what Cricket West Indies will do. As it relates to number six, Amir Django would be my number six, having scored, his maiden Test century and debut against Bangladesh in that third ODI. Number seven would be Ruston Chase. Number eight would be Gudakish Modi. Number nine would be Matthew Ford. Even though Matthew Ford did not play in the Bangladesh series because he was, injured, he was excellent in that England series, right? And that, gave him the edge here over Shamar Joseph. In terms of number 10 would be Jaden Seals, and number 11 would be Alzari Joseph. So that would be my proposed 11 for both teams. So this is where I will stop for now. Thank you so much for watching us here on Gameyaaad TV. I hope that the information shared would have been beneficial to you. Wish the West Indies men's team all the best in this series. In fact, in these two series against England and also Ireland, and hope that they will, win, and that would set us on our way to that 2027 ODI World Cup. Thanks again for watching, and do enjoy the rest of the day. Peace and blessings, everyone.